Have you ever heard a story so unbelievable, so miraculous, that it sounds like fiction? Well, this one really happened. It was the early 1950s in Dallas, Texas. Thousands gathered under a massive white tent, the kind that could barely hold the crowds coming every night. Why? Because a man named Jack Coe, a bold, controversial healing evangelist, was praying for the sick, and things were happening. But what happened one particular night would leave the crowd gasping, and would be remembered for decades. Among the sea of people sat a young couple. Their names were never made public, but they had come from out of state, Arkansas, according to some witnesses, carrying in their arms the most heart-wrenching sight anyone could imagine. Wrapped tightly in a blue baby blanket was their infant son. But this baby didn't look normal. You see, just days earlier, the baby had been in a horrific accident. Something fell on his head, crushing his tiny skull. Doctors said there was no chance of survival. And even if by some miracle he lived, he'd never talk, never walk, never grow up like other kids. But these parents, they didn't give up. They'd heard of the tent meetings. They heard the testimonies, tumors disappearing, deaf ears opening, the crippled walking again. And they believed. So they got in a car and drove hours to Dallas, clinging to hope. That night, they stood in line for hours. When it was their turn, they walked up the ramp to the platform where Jack Coe stood. The crowd hushed. Even Jack paused when he saw the baby. The child's head was flattened. Eyes barely open. No response. Just stillness. The mother was crying. "Brother Coe," she said through sobs, "the doctor said there's nothing left to do, but I believe God can do something." Jack Coe looked at the child, then at the thousands watching. He lifted the baby gently into his arms and said, "This is not just a healing, this is a case for creative miracle power." He placed one hand on the baby's head and lifted the other toward heaven. And then, with the fire in his voice that he was known for, he prayed, "In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I command this baby's head to be made whole." And that's when it happened. Right there, in front of thousands, the baby's skull began to move. Bones shifted. The flattened head began to rise. Eyes opened wide. Color came back into his face. His breathing changed. Gasps filled the tent. Some people screamed. Others fell to their knees. Grown men were weeping. In less than a minute, that baby's head was perfectly round. Normal. Whole. Jack Coe handed the baby back to the stunned parents. And then the baby, who had been limp just moments ago, let out a strong, healthy cry. The crowd erupted. People shouted, clapped, praised. That miracle marked the night. Even skeptics couldn't deny what they had seen. Some of Jack Coe's critics tried to discredit the event. But testimonies kept coming. And the eyewitnesses? They never forgot what they saw that night. A crushed head, made whole. Not by man. Not by medicine. But by the power of God. Jack Coe would go on to say, "Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever." And that night, thousands believed it. If this true story moved you, if this video stirred something deep inside your heart, then don't just scroll away. Like this video to help more people hear what God can still do. Share it with someone who needs a miracle right now. Subscribe for more real, faith-building stories like this one. And don't forget to press the notification bell, so you never miss a moment that could change your life or someone else's. Miracles are real. And stories like this need to be told. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.